Dear students, this lecture is the quiet extension of the previous lecture. The main ambition of this lecture is to solve some problems in connection with the Broglie hypothesis. At first, we shall prove the Broglie hypothesis. Einstein first proposed that the light is a collection of large number of photons, each of energy h nu. For a light quanta, that is photon, the momentum is P equal to h nu by c equal to h nu by nu lambda, as c equal to nu lambda, or P equal to h by lambda, or lambda equal to h by p. This is the Broglie hypothesis. P equal to h by lambda. We may write this as h by 2 pi into 2 pi by lambda. Now h by 2 pi equal to h cut and 2 pi by lambda equal to k. So P equal to h cut into k. K is called the magnitude of the propagation vector. Again, energy E equal to h nu. We may write this as h by 2 pi into 2 pi nu. Now h by 2 pi equal to h cut and 2 pi nu equal to omega. So E equal to h cut omega, where omega is called the angular frequency. Now some students are of course thinking that how a particle exhibits wave nature, and it is obvious because in our daily life we could not follow a ball exhibits wave nature. Why? Good. Let us see. Let a ball of mass m equal to 1 gram equal to 10 to the power minus 3 kg, whose velocity is v equal to 1000 meter per second. So momentum equal to 1 kg meter per second, and we know that h equal to 6.62 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule second. It is the Planck's constant. And when we put this value in the Broglie hypothesis, that is lambda equal to h by p, we get the value of lambda equal to 6.62 into 10 to the power minus 34 meter, or 6.62 into 10 to the power minus 24 angstrom. This value is negligibly small but still exists, and that is why we could not follow the wave nature of a ball. Then question is, why an electron can exhibit the wave nature? Let us see. For an electron, mass is of the order of 10 to the power minus 31 kg and velocity is of the order of 10 to the power 7 meter per second, and the Planck's constant is of the order of 10 to the power minus 34 joule second. So lambda equal to h by p is of the order of 10 to the power minus 10 meter or 1 angstrom, and it is quite large than the ball, and that is why the electron can exhibit the wave nature. Students, now we try to solve some problems. Problem 1. What is the Broglie wavelength associated with an electron of kinetic energy 100 eV? At first we have to find the momentum from the kinetic energy. Look, kinetic energy equal to half mv square equal to half mv whole square by m. So mv equal to root over 2m into ek, and ek equal to 100 electron volt equal to 100 into 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 joule. So if we put the value of h, electronic mass, and the kinetic energy, we will get the wavelength is equal to 1.23 angstrom. Second problem is, what is the Broglie wavelength of a relativistic electron accelerated with potential difference V? Lambda equal to h by p from the above hypothesis. Here we have to find first the value of p. For relativistic electron, total energy equal to kinetic energy plus m0 c square, where m0 is the rest mass of the electron. Now from the relativity we know total energy equal to root over p square c square plus m0 square c to the power 4 equal to ek plus m0 c square. Now ek equal to electron volt. From this equation we get momentum equal to E by C root over V into V plus 2 m0 c square by E. This is the electronic charge, and putting this value in this equation we get lambda equal to hc by E root over V into V plus 2 m0 c square by E. Students, in classical mechanics, momentum is expressed as P equal to mv, and we saw that quantum mechanically the momentum is expressed as P equal to h cut k. Now here is a matter to understand. Students, according to classical mechanics, a wave of definite wavelength and frequency is of infinite extent in space and is of infinite duration. On the other hand, a particle is localized at a definite point in space at a given instant of time and has a definite momentum and energy. Thus, the basic characteristic of wave and particle are incompatible according to classical mechanics. Again, the wave and particle viewpoints, it should be possible to localize the wave in a finite region of space. This can be done by the superposition of waves of different wavelengths upon one another by the method of Fourier transform.